everyone, welcome back to another Wanted or Don't live stream. I'm sorry if this annoys you and if this annoys you, but I've kind of rearranged my room a little bit and I have a little bit more room, and for some reason I just can't get the background properly, so I'm ruining the illusion for you, I guess you could say. So for those of you that are new around here, I try and do these every Sunday. If I don't, it's like fortnightly. I missed last Sunday because I was doing stuff with my parents. But for those of you that haven't been for a live stream, I sit down and I talk about the new releases and let you know whether I'm going to be picking them up. And while we're here, you can jump on in the chat and let me know your thoughts on the items that I'm going to be talking about as well. So as per usual, I get all my information for new releases from the girls at Beauty News, Kat and Haley. If you guys don't follow them on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing with your life. How on earth do you know what's going to be released if you're not following them? So let me just find where I last left off. I can't quite remember. You'll have to excuse me if I double up on information that we spoke about last time, because I cannot remember where we left off last time. I think it might have been with the Benefit Foundation. So I'm going to move on from that and talk about the Morphe release. I think last time I spoke about the Morphe Pride release, we saw like the little video, but we didn't actually see what was going to be in the release. But there is going to be a eyeshadow palette, or it's already released actually, the rainbow eyeshadow palette and the brush set. So this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like, as well as the brush set. I believe that this, I think, has already sold out, which is a little bit sad, because if I was ever going to purchase anything from Morphe, it probably would be this. The brush set, for some reason, the brush set, it gives me feels. I think the brush set is really pretty. What do you guys reckon about this release? I think the eyeshadow palette for a rainbow palette is actually really nice as well. I think they've done a really good job. And the other thing, which I think may have been the reason why it sold out, is they were donating 100% of the net proceeds to the Trevor Project. So I have a feeling that's probably why it has sold out so quickly, because they have committed to donating 100% of the proceeds. And I think it's a really good release. I think the brush collection is really pretty. I think for rainbow palettes, in terms of what's out on the market for Pride Month at the moment, I think this is quite a pretty and quite well done rainbow palette, and reasonably priced. Like everything for the Morphe is reasonably priced. I generally rain on the Morphe parade, but this is one release from Morphe that really grabbed my attention. I'm sorry if you can hear my tummy grumbling. This is one that I quite liked. Christina, thank you. My eyeshadow is actually the Linda Hallberg Spectral Palette. Welcome. Felicity says, I like the brushes too. I'm not keen on the rainbow palettes, but happy to see their support for Pride. Yeah, and I think out of all the Pride releases, this is the one release that was donating the most amount of money. This was 100% of the proceeds, which I think is amazing. Like, compared to some of them were only donating like 10%. So 100% is phenomenal, I think. But I think it's already sold out, and I don't even think it came to like the Morphe Australia website, which is a bit disappointing. But I mean, if it's sold out, I guess that's great news. So Jeffree Star released his glosses. I think I've touched on this before. Just looking at more of the swatch pictures, and I'm not really all that impressed. I think some of these look really bad in the swatches, so I'll be interested to see some reviews of these and what people think. I really don't like the packaging, but some of these lip swatches, particularly this one up in the corner here, it almost looks like somebody's just put zinc on their lips and gone to the beach. It looks like the white sunscreen sticks that you put on. Some of these look terrible. I'm definitely going to pass on these. Oh, Felicity says the glosses look so crap. Yeah, I don't think they do themselves any favors sometimes with their swatch pictures. I think sometimes Jeffree Star swatch pictures actually do them like a disservice. So Tarte have come out with a Shape Tape Stay Spray. Darlene, I do not like them. Yeah, I know some of the swatches look so bad. So the Shape Tape Stay Spray is a vegan 16-hour setting spray, $25. I mean, it sounds all right. It looks like it has a cucumber scent. It's supposed to create a sweat-proof, waterproof, and transfer-proof shield, and it's supposed to be infused with cucumber and aloe extracts, microfine mister with an even control application. I mean, it sounds cool. I am a huge fan of setting sprays at the moment. I don't know when this will come to Australia though, or if it will. Tarte releases in Australia take forever. They take forever to come here. Another release from Morphe, it is the 35H Hotspot palette. Just feel like Morphe, they just need to calm down. There's nothing really special about this palette, and it's a typical Morphe release, I think, where most of the colors look the same. I think that's one thing that the Rainbow palette kind of had going for it, was there was a lot less double ups between the colors because they had condensed it down in size. Whereas these 35 pan palettes, they always seem to have quite a few double ups in colors, or only the slightest, tiniest little variation of color between the shades. Felicity says Tarte online isn't bad price for Aussie shipping. Oh, really? I didn't know that they still shipped to Australia. I thought because they're exclusive to Sephora, I think. So I wasn't sure whether they still shipped, but obviously they do, which is cool. Bourjois have released a highlighting palette. I mean, it's nothing special. I think it's cool to see that they're expanding their range, but I probably won't grab this one. Doesn't really take my fancy, but if you like Bourjois and you like their products, I think this is like bulking out that range that they had with their, what's that bronzer that used to be super popular back in the day? Sorry, I lied. It's not a full highlighter palette. It has a bronze contour, 2 highlighters, and a blush, which makes more sense. That could be old news. I haven't ordered from Tarte for a while. Okay, I have a feeling that they do still ship to Australia. I think you might be right. Benefit have added more to their Bad Gal Bang mascara range. So we have a blue mascara. This mascara looks very blue. So if you're into that, I think this could potentially be a really good colored mascara. It looks like it might be really vibrant with the blue color. And then we also have 24-hour eyeliner pencils in 4 shades. So we have a brown, a purple, a blue, and a black. So the mascara is going to be $25 and $20 for the pencils. I probably will give all of this a miss. I don't get on with Benefit mascaras. So I think it's cool, and the color looks like it might be really, really good for colored mascara, but I'm not going to fork out $25. I'm not sure how much this is in Australian. I think it might be $30+ for a mascara. I just can't justify that kind of price for a colored mascara. I wouldn't wear it enough, and it would dry out before I would get my money's worth. And the eyeliners, I have a crap load of eyeliners at the moment, and I would much rather save my money and buy like a ColourPop eyeliner pencil if I'm going to get a color. They're like $6 as opposed to $20. I think that's a little bit much for an eyeliner pencil. I think that's a little bit pricey for an eyeliner pencil. I've already spoken about the Love Lux palette, so I'm going to pass over that. The e.l.f. Gleam Beam highlighter palettes. There's 2 of these. These look all right. They're going to be $10 US, so probably quite cheap. I would imagine these wouldn't be coming to Australia though, which is disappointing. But they look to be not bad. Like they're a 6-pan palette for $10 US, so a really reasonable price. But typically in Australia, we get like none of the e.l.f. fleeces. What else do we have? La Prairie have come out with some new powder foundations. This range looks terrible. We have 8 shades, and they're all like 8 shades of the same color. Slightest variations between all of them. That is the most appalling shade range I've ever seen. I think you could definitely, 8 shade ranges in my eyes is not enough, but I think you could definitely cover a lot more skin tones in 8 shades than you've got here. This is an appalling shade range for 8 shades. But this is typical La Prairie. Like it's $220 US for a powder. That's just, like $220 for a powder compact is appalling. Like that is way too much money. This is the kind of brand that people just throw their money at. Like if you've got some spare cash, just like flush it down the toilet. Priceline has e.l.f. on their website now. Really? I wonder if they have the new stuff. e.l.f.'s always been so bad at bringing the new stuff to Australia, so I hope that Priceline would get more of the newer stuff quicker to Australia. Urban Decay have announced a new foundation. So this is the Stay Naked Liquid Foundation. This is going to be in 50 shades. It's going to be vegan and boasts a 24-hour wear. It's going to be $39 US. First of all, who wears their foundation for 24 hours? I just think that's such a weird claim. I've never known anyone to try and wear their foundation 24 hours, like on a consistent, regular basis. Who's wearing their foundation for 24 hours? I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know. I think Urban Decay, they're all right in terms of complexion products, but it wouldn't be the first brand that I would go for a complexion product. I'd be interested to see some reviews of this and how it wears and sits on the skin, what kind of finish it has, what kind of coverage it is before I even think about purchasing this one. But I think it's cool. I don't know. People, what's that foundation that they have in the squeezy tube? Is it the Stay? Oh, I can't remember. Danny always boasts about it. Danny from Coffee Break with Danny. She always boasts about that foundation. I can't remember what it's called. So if it's good, I'll definitely check it out and try it, but I would like to see some reviews first before I jump on the bandwagon. Ciate are releasing 2 new products, and I know some of you are going to love this, but I think this is the worst idea ever. This is the Lemon Burst Hydrating Primer and Hydrating Lip Oil. For anyone that's been here for a long period of time, you would know that I absolutely hate watermelon. I can't stand the smell of watermelon. So I know that some of you will think that this is the greatest thing ever, but for me, it's an absolute big fat no. Darlene says, I have seen the e.l.f. skincare and a bit of makeup, but pricey. Huh. They have this e.l.f. skincare. That's interesting. Yeah, e.l.f. typically was always like cheap but expensive for Australia. Like people would say e.l.f.'s like a cheap brand, but for us Aussies, it's like normal drugstore prices, like almost the same prices L'Oreal and Maybelline with some of their stuff. All the more Ciate for you. Yes, that's definitely true. You can have my Ciate watermelon lip glosses, Felicity. You can have all of them. The Balm have released some highlighting shadow blush duos. These are a bit of a weird product. They seem to be boasting them as like a blush, but a highlighter, but an eyeshadow, like a very multi-purpose product. They come in a like cardboard packaging with this flip like you open it up to get to the other shadow. So I think it's cool, the packaging. They have like this very compact stacked packaging, has a little mirror in there. I don't know how well that would be helping you apply, but I mean, that's a cool extra touch. These are quite nice on the skin in the like promo pics. I don't know how $26 US. The balm in Australia is generally, it's not too expensive. So I think if these look all right and I like both of the colors in the duo, potentially I would add one of these to my collection, but I am not really in the need of more blushes, even though I would like all the blushes. But yeah, I wouldn't probably use any of these as a highlighter. I would definitely probably just stick to using both as a blush. But I think it's cool if you're able to use them as a highlighter. Obviously, go right ahead. The text on these is supposed to be glow in the dark. I don't know why you need glow in the dark text on your blush packaging, but I guess that's a cool little extra feature to have. Let me find something else to talk about. NARS have added more colors to their oil-infused lip tint shades. These are $26 US each. Now, these look really nice in the packaging, like especially this purple and this fuchsia color. But then when you see the swatches, they are a bit of a nothing. Like they pretty much all look the same. And I know they're oils, they're an oil product, but at the same time, why are you boasting that you have extra shades when they all pretty much look exactly the same when they're swatched and on the lips? I don't know. I think it's a cool product, but yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed that they're all so very similar when they're swatched that it's kind of pointless having the separate shades. So many people seem excited for the balm blush things. They look okay, but I'm not drawn in by them. Yeah, I'm the same. Like they look all right. It was the same with the Cover FX blush duos. Like I thought they looked all right, but everyone was so excited for them, and I was over here just thinking it's a blush. Why are we all so excited by it? Eye of Horus have released a new Bio Lip Elixir. The packaging of this looks really cool. Like it looks really cool. I haven't really heard much from Eye of Horus. I know they're really popular for, I think, their mascaras and their eyeliners. Everything else, yeah, I don't really hear from them all that much. Yeah, so this sounds cool. It's got a velvet matte finish. I don't know. It's supposed to be like a magical potion and all that jazz, but it's just got a whole heap of different oils in it, so it's not really that special, but it looks all right. The packaging looks cool. Something different. I don't know. Have you guys tried anything from Eye of Horus? I can't say that I actually have. I don't think I actually have tried anything from Eye of Horus before. The Glamlight Pizza Slice palettes. Now, I totally called this, that it was going to happen. As soon as I saw that big pizza palette, knew they were going to bring out slices. So we have the meat lovers and we have the vegetarian. I think that's what they're called, the veggie lovers, meat lovers and veggie lovers. I don't like this awkward triangle packaging. There's not supposed to be any double ups between these two and the pizza palette. There's 10 shades in each of them. None of the colors in this really grab my attention. It's not really all that interesting for me. See if I can find some swatches. Oh, and they also released a liquid lipstick, I think, with this, which is this really bright red. Out of all three, this liquid lipstick grabs my attention more than the two eyeshadow palettes. Have any of you tried anything from Glamlight? Because I'm kind of intrigued by them, but all of their packaging kind of really turns me off. So here's some swatches of the Meat Lover palette. So it's quite a red, pinky toned palette. I'm sure I already have pretty much all of these colors in my collection, so I wouldn't go out of my way to buy any of these. I just kind of think all their stuff's a bit gimmicky with the pizza palette and the taco palette and the burger palette and the pizza slice palette. It's all a bit gimmicky, I think, and I just don't like the bulkiness of it. I definitely would not be able to fit any of this in a drawer. My storage is already busting at the seams without trying to add in a weirdly shaped packaging in there. I hate the packaging of the Glamlight stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I just feel like there's a lot of wasted space in some of them. In terms of like the pizza slice palette, wasted space is very minimal, I think. But when you look at the pizza palette and the burger palette, they all have quite a lot of wasted space in them. I like tacky stuff often, but it's too much for me. That's saying a lot. Yeah, I'm the same. I just think it's a little bit too far for my liking. I don't like my food to be mixed with my makeup. I want them separate. Milani have released 2 eyeshadow palettes. So we have the Gilded Noir and the Gilded Rouge. These look quite nice. Like for Milani, I think that they've kind of upped their game a little bit. These look really quite classy, and I like the really condensed packaging, and I think that I think this is a step up for Milani in my eyes. Am I interested in buying them? No, I don't think any of the colors really grab my attention, but I would like them to release more eyeshadow palettes in this format. I think it's really quite classy, and compared to other Milani stuff, I feel like this is a step up for them. I'm keeping my eye on them. I think that they could definitely take this concept and run with it and just have a lot of different color schemes. More from Milani, they've released a dupe. It's a dupe for the, what are they called? The Steeler Heaven's Dew or Heaven's Hue, however you say it. It's a trio of those really gelée highlighters. So if you want that concept from Steeler, maybe go with Milani instead, because you're going to be saving yourself a bucket load of money. This is $20 for all 3. I think it's about that price for one of the Milani ones. So the swatches look really quite nice. Like they have a really nice sheen to them. They could potentially look really like glowy and dewy on the skin, but I don't really like this gelée formula, so I'm going to give it a miss on this one, but I think it's a good deal if you like that kind of formula and texture. Gimme Glow have given an early sneak peek of their Vintage Rose palette, so we've only seen 2 colors out of this palette. It's going to be $36 and it is launching in August. It's a little bit early to be sneak peeking things that are releasing in August in my eyes, but we've seen these 2 colors. So it's like a baby pink and this really beautiful rose gold champagne-y color. I think these 2 colors are really pretty, but I don't think, because I think these ones are 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. I don't think a 6-pan eyeshadow palette is worth $36, but I'm interested. I'm going to keep an eye on this palette and see what is in the other 4, see what is in the other 4 shades and think about it. But I already have these 2 colors in my collection like 20 times over. So I don't know. It's very tempting. It's very pretty, but I think that the hype around this palette is probably going to die down really quickly because it's not releasing until the 30th of August. Too early. It looks pretty, but I'll be over it by release. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. Yeah, I think it's way too early to be releasing it. And we'll probably get like another 2 shadows in a month's time, and then just before it comes around in August, we'll get the last 2. It's going to be a huge drag out, and we're all going to be bored of it by the end of it. Everyone's just going to not buy it just out of principle. Glam Glow have released these cool sheet masks. So they are a sheet mask that you can supposedly use on the go because they're not stopping with serum and don't drip everywhere. I don't know. This to me is just a whole big Instagram gimmick all over again. You can put this cool sheet mask on your face that has stars and is pink and whatnot, and take pictures and do free advertising for them. Yeah, I'm going to pass on this one. I just think it's an absolute gimmick. If you give me time to talk myself out of it, I will. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like, if you give me time to think about it for too long, I'm not going to need it. And I'm going to have time to have a look at my own collection and see if I can kind of dupe the vibe of the palette that you're releasing. Makeup Geek have released 3 new face palettes. I just had a complete blank then for a second. So we have 3 new face palettes. They are a light, medium, and a deep. These look really nice, but I don't really like the blush colors in the palettes, to be honest. I don't really like any of them. I guess this is the light one up the top here, and this is supposed to be for my complexion. I don't really like it. I think it's too orange for my liking. And the other colors, I wouldn't wear them. I guess if you have darker skin tone, they probably look really nice on you. It just depends on what kind of like blush undertone you like. I'm not big for like orange undertone blushes, so that's the main reason why I wouldn't be picking these ones up. The highlighters look really nice in these. Not sure about the bronzers, but I think if you like them, you can grab them. They are $24.99 US each, so not too badly priced for 3 complexion products. This is an interesting one. This is the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker collection. Let me see if I can find another photo of it. This palette, it kind of has my attention. I'm not going to buy it. Definitely not going to buy it, but it definitely caught my eye when I saw it. I just think the colors are really interesting in it. I think it's got some interesting colors in the palette that you don't normally see. And there's this mini palette, and then we have highlighter palettes and lipsticks and bags and lip glosses and scrubs and mirrors and everything else. But the palette, the big palette, I like some of the pastel colors in it. My only beef is I think that there's double ups between the big palette and the mini palette. I'm sure I heard someone say that there are some color crossovers, which to me doesn't really make sense. If you're going to make a collection, and I know there's a lot of really diehard Jeffree fans out there that buy everything that he releases, why would you double up colors between the palettes? Yeah. But this palette, this palette is huge. Look at it compared to the size of Jeffree's hand. It is huge. Yeah. It definitely caught my eye, but I'm not going to buy it. $58 US for a 24 pen shadow. I like the concept. I like the colors, but I'm not going to buy it. The layout and color scheme of the big one just confuses me. I prefer the mini, but I'm not giving J-Star my hard-earned money. I'm exactly the same. Here's creative. There is 2 that are in both palettes. Yeah, like I just don't understand why you would double up. I know 2 is not that many, but if you are trying to convince people to buy both of the palettes, why would you put double up colors? I just don't think it's the smartest idea. I like the concept of how he's brought out the smaller 9-pen palettes too. I think smaller palettes are very popular at the moment. So I think it's a good idea for him to continue down that rabbit hole. But yeah, I'm the same. I'm not going to give Jeffree Star any of my money. What else do we have? Have you guys seen these new cool little Charlotte Tilbury canister things that she's releasing? I think this is a really cool idea. Similar to the Hourglass Confession lipsticks that I love so much with the applicators where you can actually reuse the applicator. I like this idea of having a like bullet lipstick canister that you can refill. And I think it's very vintage. Like it's a very vintage idea. Typically women would like refill the canisters. So I like how we're getting back to this old school way of thinking about reusing the canisters and having like a really classy like outer tube, and you can refill the lipstick into it. Those lipstick tubes are so pretty. Might get myself one for my birthday. You should definitely get one. You should definitely get one for yourself for your birthday. They are so pretty, but the problem's going to be is which one do you choose? That's going to be the real struggle because some of these are super pretty. She's got 5. Yeah, some of these are so pretty. I like this idea. It's like the, is it Guerlain that has the ones that you can choose the outer packaging? I just really like the idea that you can like choose and customize the outer packaging of your lipsticks. Tarte have released some new products. So we have the Busy Gal Gloss and the Busy Gal Blush. I'm not going to pick up either of these. The blush, first of all, is in a cream stick, and I'm not the biggest fan of cream blush. I think the lip glosses, they're cool, but they're very similar to the ColourPop ones. So I think you could definitely save yourself some cash and just pick up the ColourPop ones because they are in this squeezy tube format. If you like the squeezy tube, then just go with the ColourPop ones. What else do we have? No. This was a cool one that I saw. This is the Violet Voss Donut Care. Sorry, I Donut Care Fun Size Eyeshadow Palette. I think this is a really cool idea. I think the packaging is super cute as well. I like the whole pun, the I Donut Care. I don't think the shadows are all that groundbreaking. The like versatility between the colors, the color variations, like it's not the greatest. I think there could definitely be some more variance between the colors. Let me see if I can find some swatches because I don't think I have seen swatches of this palette yet. Maybe they haven't released swatches yet. Because I'm not sure how these look on the skin, these ones. Is that? Nope. Nope. I don't think they've released swatches yet. Sorry. No. Yeah, so I'm interested to see how these shimmers in particular look on the skin. You guys know how much I love a good shimmer. But yeah, just based on the fact that there's so many, like there's 3 browns in there in a supposed color palette. I'm going to pass on this one. I think it's a cute idea though, but I'm going to pass. KKW are releasing complexion products. So we have, wait. No, I don't think it is complexion products. It's called the Skin Perfecting Body Foundation. So I think this is similar to the, is it the Sally Hansen that has like the spray temporary tan stuff? You can tell I don't use any of that because I have no idea what it's called. I think this is like a body foundation, like to even out your skin tone. I mean, it sounds like a cool idea. $45 US is a little bit much though. But yeah, I feel like there's not really much on the market that, like, I've never really heard of a product like this before. So I think it's definitely a cool idea. There's also Skin Perfecting Body Shimmers. We have Loose Shimmer Powder for face and body and a body brush. So yeah, it's like those tinted body shimmer oil things, but just like a foundation. But it's like a temporary foundation for your body. It's not a fake tan. You can tell I don't use fake tan because I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm going to move on. So there's going to be a Born This Way powder released, which I think is cool. That's what it's called. Thank you for listening, for coming to my rescue. The Sally Hansen Airbrush Legs is really good. I'm pale AF and it just takes the glare off my legs for special occasions. Yeah, I think that's probably what this would be, but I'm not sure how like thick it would be on your skin, because the Sally Hansen Airbrush Legs, it's like in an aerosol and more of like a glowy sheen, whereas these look to be quite thick, like an actual foundation thickness. So I'm not sure how these would go. I'd be interested to see someone test these out on their body. I don't know who's going to be bothered though to put a foundation all over their body. But particularly because it's a squeezy tube, at least the Airbrush Legs is an aerosol and you can just spray it on. Yeah. I'm intrigued by this product. I'd never use it, but I'm intrigued by it. Darlene says, I like the idea of refills. I have a great aunt's powder compact, so pretty, and I use it, fill it with loose powder and still usable. Yeah, I think it's a great idea having compacts that can be reused, especially because you can get the powder compacts that are like those extra special powder compacts that mean something to you and you can reuse them over and over again. I'm not keen on the KKW ones. Another person I don't want to give my cash to. Completely agree with you. What else have we got? Maybelline. Is it Maybelline? Yes, Maybelline have come out with a Super Stay Full Coverage Under Eye Concealer. There's not many shades in this. It looks to be 12 shades, which isn't many shades. The colors look a little bit off as well. They look a bit off. Not very deep as well. But ivory, I guess ivory, for those of you that are super duper pale, like even more than me, ivory looks to be almost white. So I think this could be a good one for people that are really, really, really pale and struggle to get a concealer at the drugstore, because the ivory looks almost like paper white. So I think you could get a good match at a drugstore price. They might expand if it's popular. Yeah, I think they will expand they definitely will expand if it's popular. They've expanded the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, but that took forever to expand on. But granted, they only had, I think, 4 shades to begin with. I might try it. I had my first really bad under eye day a few days ago. Oh, Michelle. Yeah, definitely try it and let me know. Let me know whether you like it. You can be my test dummy. Yeah, it just depends on, because it is full coverage, how it's going to look on the under eyes. I'm curious to see how this one looks because it is full coverage and they boast that it's full coverage. What else have we got? Tarte are coming out with a new range, and this is the Unleashed range. So this is to celebrate their 19 years of cruelty-free status. So this is going to be an eyeshadow palette that comes with a travel size of their new mascara. There's some new chrome paint shadow pots and a highlighter and some lashes. The eyeshadow palette actually looks quite nice. I'm not going to lie. It looks quite nice. I'm just going to see if I can get a still picture for you. You like the Tarte palette? Yeah, it's actually quite nice. This is what it looks like. It's one of those typical Pop Effect palettes. Pop Effect palettes with these blues, but they swatch quite nice actually. This is what the swatches look like. It actually looks really quite nice. It looks quite nice. I'm not sure how much this is going to be though. And it does come in the pack of the eyeshadow palette and the mascara. This whole collection actually looks really nice. Someone, terrible with names, has done a tutorial with it already and it looks fabulous. I think I saw, is it Ashley Clady? Ashley Clady? I feel so bad. I've spoken to Ashley before and I can't even pronounce her name properly. I think it's Ashley Clady has done a tutorial on it. Blonde, cheerful American YouTuber. Yeah, that'd be Ashley. That'd be Ashley. Yeah, definitely Ashley Clady. She's definitely blonde, cheerful, and American, and she's beautiful. Yeah, I have seen that in my subscription feed, the video that Ashley did, but I haven't watched it yet. Kind of because I didn't want her to convince me to buy it. But that palette is very beautiful. No, I'm not going to talk about that. Makeup Revolution have yet again come out with another collection. This collection is with Roxxsaurus. So it looks like we have 2 eyeshadow palettes and a face palette. And I'm going to pass. This one looks all right. But Makeup Revolution is just overwhelming me at the moment with their releases, and I'm not interested. The complexion palette looks to be too much of a one catch-all palette. So I think I would probably only be able to use about half of this palette, which really annoys me when they have 8-pan complexion palettes that you could cut in half. Has Makeup Revolution turned up in your Priceline yet? I actually haven't been to my Priceline for ages. I've been stalking Priceline on their website, but I haven't. Actually, no, I lied to you. I did go into my Priceline the other day and did I see Makeup Revolution? I don't think I did. But there's about 4. I think there's like 4 or 5 Pricelines in my town. And I only went to one of the small ones. So maybe at the bigger one, maybe at the one in the shopping centre, they might have it. It said in catalogue coming soon, but I haven't seen anything. They aren't at my Priceline, but my local is a little one. Yeah. I might go to the big one and see if they have it there. I love the $8 palettes from Makeup Revolution. I brought the Makeup Revolution color palette that they did with Tammy, and I wasn't impressed. I was very disappointed. So I'm very cautious about Makeup Revolution now. I think they'll be very reasonably priced though at Priceline, which is good. I think Priceline needs some cheaper brands. Yeah, only the cheap ones are only the cheap ones are good. I never used my Makeup Revolution palettes. Yeah, I've used it once and I don't think I will. Obviously, I need to use it a few more times so I can do a review on it, but I'm avoiding it. I think they're called Reloaded. Let me have a look. Let me go on this website. I'm wondering whether, because they're talking about doing those like rolling pop-ups, whether Makeup Revolution is going to be a permanent addition to Priceline or whether it's just going to be one of those occasional pop-up stands. I have a ABH Subculture dupe and an ABH Soft Glam dupe. Oh, those ones. I get what you mean. Yes. They came out ages ago. Right, okay. I'm going to have to check them out then. I will definitely check those ones out. I'll avoid the more expensive palettes and stick with the cheap ones. Something I never thought I'd say. Pat McGrath is releasing complexion products. And I'm a little bit intrigued, but at the same time, I think I'm going to be disappointed. There's a primer, a foundation and a powder by the looks of it, potentially a brush as well. Yeah, look, no. I think the reason why I'm feeling like I'm going to be disappointed, this is the foundation. I have a feeling this foundation is not going to have a pump on it. I think it might just be one that you dump out, which is very disappointing to hear. Priceline has the Emily palettes online. Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, I think they already have quite a lot of the Makeup Revolution online, but it's just when they're coming in store. I don't know when they're coming to stores. Yeah, so the Pat McGrath foundation, I have a feeling that this is not going to come with a pump. This bottle looks like it doesn't have a pump, which is very disappointing. Looks like it's going to be 36 colors and 5 shade levels, ranging from lavishly light to devastatingly deep hues. Right. I feel like these are going to be so expensive. No, that's what I was just looking for, to see if there's a price, but I feel like these are going to be so expensive. They're probably going to look amazing on the skin, but I bet they're going to be so expensive. I'm just seeing if they've released any kind of... How many organs do we have to sell? All of them. You'll have to sell all of them. It looks like they may potentially sell them in a set, because they're calling it the Sublime Perfection, the system. Definitely looks like there's going to be some brushes, a foundation brush and a powder brush. Yeah, it's called Sublime Perfection, the system. So I'm wondering whether they're going to have it in a pack where you can buy like everything. God, they have some weird advertising, these brands. There is no indication of price as yet, but I bet it's about the price of a kidney, plus a few other organs. I'm intrigued. I'm going to keep an eye on it, but I don't think I can justify any Pat McGrath prices. Colourpop released the big box of their lippy sticks. It contains 48 of their best-selling lippy sticks and 10 new shades for $150. I think this is a really good price. I think it's a really good deal. I'm very tempted, but I don't need 48 new lipsticks. That's a little bit excessive. I think if you had a friend and you didn't have any lippy sticks and you had a friend or a couple of friends that you wanted to split this with, I think it would be a great deal, but I don't think anyone needs 48 lipsticks. I love the lippy stick formula, but I don't need 48 new lipsticks because I already have way too many. I think it's a really good deal. I think $150 for 48 is a good deal, and I love them, but I don't need it. Don't need it at all. This is something that I wanted to talk about. I think this is super duper cute. So Hip Dot is quite a new brand on the market. They are created by a girl or a person that used to work with Pat McGrath, as well as I think Milk Makeup. They used to do, I think, the social media for Milk Makeup and some stuff for Pat McGrath. They have collaborated with none other than SpongeBob SquarePants to create a palette. I think this is so cute. This gets me. And the swatches, they're pretty good. I'm very intrigued by this brand purely because of the fact that the owner of this brand has worked with Pat McGrath and Milk Makeup and a couple of other palettes, and it's SpongeBob. It's SpongeBob. Who doesn't love SpongeBob? My one issue with this brand is I think that they still are not shipping to Australia just yet. So, yeah, there's that. You never got into SpongeBob. SpongeBob came out when I was older, so I've seen a few things. Like I'm not a die-hard fan of SpongeBob, but I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, this brand, it intrigues me. It intrigues me. I am keeping an eye out on the tubes to see if I know anyone that is doing a review on these palettes. One of my friends, Alex from One Beauty Addict, recently purchased a whole heap from their brand, like the other palettes that they've released. So I'm waiting until she does her review to see what they're like. I'm too old for SpongeBob. No one's too old for SpongeBob, Felicity. No one's too old. I know it by God. Fair enough. I feel like I'm a little bit too old for SpongeBob as well. But I did kind of catch the tail end of SpongeBob in my infancy. I loved Patrick. Yes, Patrick was good. Patrick was a legend. That's everything on beauty news. Let me see if I can find anything else for us to ramble about for a little while. Ooh. Felicity, I have some news for you. I found some prices. Pat McGrath. So setting powder is going to be $55 US. The foundation is going to be $68 US. The primer is $60 US. The foundation brush 55 and the powder brush 58. So expensive. I mean, not the most expensive foundations, but still expensive. I think 68 probably, I mean, for Pat McGrath, that's a pretty reasonable price, $68 US. It's a 35 ml bottle as well. It doesn't say anything about the... Let me see. So it's going to be a satin finish, sheer to medium buildable coverage for fresh, natural-looking skin, self-setting. It has a serum-like feel and a diamond powder to diffuse light. Those aren't new news, though. Those are definitely not new news. Let me go to Mecca. I'll go to Mecca for you. We'll have a talk about... Oh, actually, I did find that someone... Was that on Mecca? Yes. Mecca just brought out the bum mask. So make it well over 100 US dollars. 100 Australian dollars, sorry. Yeah, I think the Pat McGrath palettes are almost double the price here on Sephora Australia. So yeah, it's going to be well over 100 Australian dollars. This is something that I wanted to talk about before I talk about butt masks. Stillazi have collaborated with Jordan Liberty to bring out the Dark Room palette. This is what it looks like. And this is the swatches. I'm a little bit disappointed, to say the least, in this palette. I think Jordan Liberty is a fantastic makeup artist, and I kind of expected more. This palette to me is a bit meh. It's a bit bland. It's a bit boring. I really expected more from him. What do you guys reckon? Do you watch Jordan Liberty to start with? Yeah, I think he's a fantastic makeup artist. Yeah, it looks better in the pen than the swatches. I swiped over to the swatches and I was like, really? Is that it? That's very disappointing. I think it's very disappointing. Do not like. Never heard of... Oh, it's a him, Michelle. It's a him. Never heard of Jordan Liberty. He has a YouTube channel. It's all good. It's all good. I know what you're talking about. But then, I see these swatches and it looks really pretty. So, I don't know. But focuses. Stop focusing on me. These ones are really pretty. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to believe. You're very sheltered. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, that saturation edit, you can't tell. Yeah, I know. It's hard. It's hard. And I think Stellasi is only a brand that you can buy over the internet. You're more famous than Jordan, at least to some of us. Oh, thank you. Photoshopped. I agree. Yeah, I agree with you, Michelle, that these swatches here look more I don't want to say honest, but that's the only word I could think of. They look more true and more real than the other ones. So yeah, I was very disappointed by that. I expected more. Not gonna lie. I also wanted to talk about one thing in particular because I kind of need to talk about it because I've already purchased it. This is the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Sandra Rose palette. I couldn't resist. So this is available for pre-order. I think there's only a few more left for pre-order. It is not going to be shipping until I think July. Yeah, I think it's July or early August before it will ship, but it's available for pre-order. I've already purchased mine, and I'm super excited. I am super excited to get this palette. I think it's going to be amazing. So pre-orders will take 6 to 8 weeks, so I won't have this in my hot little hands for another 2 months, but I don't care. I'm so excited. These are some of the swatches. The Glaminatrix Cosmetics formula is amazing. I have purchased way too many of her shadows, but they are amazing. They are definitely good shadows. And they're singles. This is her first palette. You can get singles as well. So if you like want to pick and choose what you get, you definitely can. But her shimmer formula is amazing. Yeah, so I picked that one up. What else do I have to talk about? Oh, I wanted to talk about this. This is the new Kristen Lee Cosmetics Summer Brights collection. This is a sneak peek of one of the shadows. This shadow looks beautiful. This is a bright, like neon foiled green. It's beautiful. I can't wait to see a swatch of this color. Oh, and the Blush Tribe Layla 2 palette. This is a green palette from Blush Tribe. I don't know how I feel about this palette. I like these colors up here. Like, I really like the mustardy colors at the moment, but I don't think I really enjoy any of the other colors. Some of them look a bit like this color just here. This one looks a bit, I don't know, like murky, like dirty gray color. I don't know how I feel about this. It looks to be all matte as well, which I'm not a big fan of just all straight matte palettes. I like some form of shimmer in there to play around with and put on the lid. Okay. Let me go to... Okay. So I'm going to talk about some releases at Mecca, just because Felicity requested. I don't know if there is actually much that has been released at Mecca recently. There's the giant orgasm blush from the Orgasm collection, in case anyone wanted a little bit more orgasm blush in their life, which no one needs. No one needs an orgasm blush that big. It would last you about 50 years. Your grandkids would be using that. Like, your great-grandkids would still have that. The Damn Gal mascara has already released at Mecca as well. Yeah, I know. NARS has released so much stuff. I was so upset with Mecca that they gave us the NARS collection as pre-order for level 3s, but they didn't give us the Urban Decay collection as pre-release for level 3s. So dirty. The Narcissist Voyager palettes. So these are 6-pan palettes. These are quite nice, but I mean, NARS, like their shadows, they're perfect if you have a need for neutral eyeshadow palettes, like neutral compact eyeshadow palettes. But if you're looking for some kind of color, NARS isn't really going to give it to you. Oh, the lip glosses that I was talking about, I think last week or the week before, the one with the weird like black lip gloss, they're available at Mecca now as well, the Steeler ones. Mainly NARS nonsense, yeah. There was like the whole NARS orgasm line with the highlighters and the lip oil and the blush and the everything. Sephora does better with their hairlines than Mecca. Yeah, I would agree with you, Michelle. They have a lot more variety with their hairlines. I didn't know that. So dumb. What's dumb? I'm going through this too quickly to keep up with you guys. I like the green palette. A bit different. Yeah, it does have different colors in it, Darlene. I like how it's got a few different colors in there, not colors that you would normally see in a green palette. There's a few that I don't think I would ever use, which is why I don't really think I'm going to buy it. I do like the Blush Tribe formula, but the only problem is they're a UK brand, so with the exchange rate, it's like double the price for everything from their brand, and their shipping is quite expensive as well. Unless they're going to release it at Glam Radar, I probably won't be picking it up. Oh, the Game of Thrones release. Yeah, I know. It's so dumb. So dumb. The Game of Thrones release at Mecca, there was so much drama about that. They said on everything that they were going to release it at 7:30 in the morning. And then I think the night before on like an Instagram story at like, it was like 11 or 10 o'clock at night, they said they're going to release it at 7. People got on the website at like 2 minutes past 7 and everything was like already sold out. Absolutely ridiculous. NARS is hit and miss. I actually love the Orgasm Blush, but I don't need it in 50 different sizes and packages. Yeah, I don't mind the Orgasm Blush, but I already have it in a full size. And then I got it as a duo with the Laguna Blush the Laguna Bronzer. That took me like 18 months to use up. But then you always get the Orgasm Blush as a mini sample in things, which you end up having like 50 million different sizes of the Orgasm. I'm glad I decided, yeah, you saved yourself some headaches there, deciding to skip the Game of Thrones collection. I'm still sad about it. I'm still upset at Mecca about it. I mean, I'm totally okay that I don't have it, but just the whole way that they've gone about it. I've never purchased one only samples. Lucky you. I got hooked into it way back when and purchased the full size, and then I ended up with the midi. I was a bit annoyed. Okay, so the moment that you've all been waiting for, these guys have been released at Mecca. So these are the Bawdy butt masks. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen before in my life, other than boob masks. Yeah. I don't understand. I've actually seen someone do a review on these, and I mean, it was one of probably the most awkward reviews that I've ever seen, because just trying to see her put it on. Well, she didn't this is very hard to explain. Yeah, she kind of showed her putting it on somewhat. Yeah, she had to lie on her stomach. So she laid on her stomach and kind of had the camera here while she was putting it on her butt. And Yeah, it was a bit awkward. Yeah, very, 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 very weird. And her review was like a bit indifferent. She didn't really notice all that much of a difference. Yeah, you'd have to lie on your stomach, and then if you didn't have someone like putting it on your butt, then it's a bit awkward trying to be like a bit of a penguin flailing around, like putting it on your butt. And yeah, I think from my understanding, they've got quite a lot of serum in them. So if you stand up and put it on your butt, then it's just going to slide right off. How does it stay on so dumb? Maybe you could put it on under your underwear, but that's very strange. My mum said you'd need to lie on your stomach. Yeah, you definitely would. Oh God, I need to find the reviews. You're going to find so many bad things now if you Google like butt mask review. That's a video not to watch. What the fuck is all I can say? Sorry for the words. No, all good, darling. Who wants to help you? Romance killer. Who wants to help you? I think my husband would definitely want to help me put that on. But I'm not going to buy one. I just think it's such a waste of money. Like, what? I don't understand how it could possibly help your butt all that much. Let me go to their Instagram page and see what we can find. I don't really want to show you guys these photos, but I'm going to anyway. Just don't mind that this is what they look like when you put them on. They have words written on them too, by the way. But that's what they look like when they're put on. I don't think these would be big enough to cover my butt as well. I don't think that they would be big enough. And then it's kind of like, which part of the butt do you put the mask on? Like, then half of your butt's missing out. Yeah, I'm not sure about these ones. Yeah, it's not like one full sheet mask. There's one for, yes, there's one for each cheek. There's one for each cheek. Actually, you could probably use these as a boob mask instead. No, there's one for each cheek. Do I need to show you another photo, Felicity? Do I need to show you another photo? There's definitely one for each cheek. Yeah, here we go. Here's the packet. There's 2 different sheet masks in there. Yeah, I'm the same. It's like, which part of your butt do you choose to put the mask on? It's very strange. I just don't know how people think of these things. I don't know what they're supposed to do as well. No, it's definitely 2. Which kind of, I don't know, does that make it easier to put on or does that make it harder to put on? This is like the boob mask when we were talking about the boob mask. It's like everyone's butt is a different sizes. Lift, but we can't defy gravity. Yeah, exactly. This is like the boob mask all over again. Like, you're fighting a losing battle. Gravity will win in the end, not these sheet masks. Yeah, I have no words. I always thought coming up with nail polish names would be my dream job. It's true. That'd be a good career. That'd be a fun career, coming up with nail polish names. Or just being able to create anything that you think of, like any weird thing that you think of, just like snapping your fingers. But now I'm going to aim for making random body parts shoes. Okay. It's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, I think they've kind of covered most of it. Maybe you could have like an elbow sheet mask and a knee sheet mask, shoulders. You know what would be an interesting sheet mask? If you had like acne sheet mask, and you could put it like over the entirety of your back. That'd be cool. I'm getting so off topic here. I don't think there's anything new at Sephora Australia. Do you know actually they do have armpit masks, but not in sheets? They have such thing as an armpit detox mask. So it's an actual thing. Elbow is good. Yeah, elbow. Yeah, I get dry elbows as well. I get really sore elbows as well because, like, yeah, I don't know what I was doing there. Yeah, elbows, knees, toes. Oh, $1 million idea is taken. I hear you there. I hear you there. Every time I think of a brilliant idea, a couple of months down the track, someone brings it out. I'm like, somebody's stolen my idea. Plus, I need $1 million to create most of it anyway. No money to create these ideas that I come up with. Anyway, I think I should let you guys go because we've been here for over an hour now, most of the time talking about butt sheet masks. So we should probably go and get on with the rest of our Sundays. I need to go to cook dinner and finish editing a video. So I'm going to jump off and let you guys go. And hopefully I will be here next Sunday and not get any interruptions. If not, it'll just be the following Sunday, whenever I can jump on. Some Sundays are difficult because of family and all that. So I will see you guys later, and hopefully you can jump on again next Sunday if you're free. I've enjoyed having you all here, having a chat with me today, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a fantastic week, everyone. Goodbye.